information that you need to find out, exercises that you need to undertake to make sure that actually you're getting the right property for you. So why would somebody actually potentially want to sell at auction to begin with? Well, it could be that they particularly want to get rid of a property, and they know that when the gavel goes down, typically there's 28 days to complete. So therefore, they know that their property is going to sell as much as you can do. It may be that they are no longer in that area, so they think auctions might be a great way of going rather than hanging around trying to find estate agents. But for whatever reason, there are always a whole load of properties up for sale at auction at the moment. So when I first see an auction brochure, I will go through and I will list all the type of properties that I'm looking for that are listed in the brochure. So if I'm looking for 3 beds to make into a 4-bed mini-mo, but be able to double back to a single let if I need to, then I will literally write down the lot number, the postcode of where it is, the number of bedrooms, the price. Having done that, and that might take me 2-3 sides of A4, I will then double back and start going through to the areas that I specifically like and the prices that are more reasonable knowing those particular areas. That might take me down to a page and a half of properties. From there, I will narrow it down to the 12 to 15 that ideally I would like to view. And I do view those to many if I can, because when I put them through to the auction house, they will tell me when the viewings are. And the viewings typically are about 15 minutes. You have somebody from the auction house who will come and open up the house for 15 minutes, and then they will close it up and they will move on to their next one because they have a big list of properties to show to people in time. So from those 12 to 15, typically there's about 8 to 10 that actually, with my diary, I can manage to see. So I go and see them, take my notes, take my photographs, come back, and then I analyse each one on the spreadsheets that I use to see which are the top 3. So top 3 for me are the ones that are going to require a certain amount of investment to bring them up to standard, but not masses. Ones that then will revalue well, so I can get equity back out of the property, and also that will rent well as well, depending on the area once I go in and see. There are even some streets in the areas of Liverpool that I invest in where I would buy at the bottom end of the street, but I wouldn't buy at the top end of the street. So obviously knowing exactly where the property is, having been to see it, makes a big difference. My reasoning for having 3 properties, at least that I would like to bid on at the auction, my top 3, is because you often see people at auction who go along for the one, they've got their top line figure that they're happy with, but then they actually don't stick to their guns. And because they've only got one auction property to go for, then they get nervous and they want to get that at all costs. And that's where the whole thing starts unravelling. So by having 2 to 3, and it never happens that my most favourite one comes up first, then I can bid on something, I can stop at my top line, and then I'll still have other properties to go at. So I do not have the pressure on me to absolutely get that one property at all costs. When the gavel goes down, you get taken to the tables round the side, you pay your cheque for your 10% deposit, you pay your cheque for your fees, and then off you go. So and then you have 28 days, if that's what's allowed within the system, to then go ahead and complete on the property. But the legal packs, reading the legal packs, getting your lawyer even to look through your top 3 favourites, that is crucial, because if you don't know, and there could be all sorts of things hidden in there. Housing associations often ask you to pay for their fees now, so it might be that you have to pay an extra £500. I've seen one where the completion date was 9 days. So if I'd missed that, then I would have been an absolute shtuck trying to get my money together. So when you want to go to auctions, make sure you know what you're going for, don't put yourself under undue pressure, and then don't overbid. It'll make a massive difference. Want to know more? Drop me a line. Happy to have a chat over a coffee.